All right, everybody. We're doing something a little bit different this time. I got an ad for 3 simple rules of fighting, and I watched like the first say 30 seconds of it, and I found it could be kind of interesting, but I also found it kind of funny, and I did not realize how ridiculously hard it is to get to an ad on YouTube when you want it, because it played. And then I had to look up how to get it, but then I didn't have it no more. And you can't just search ads because I found out they're listed as unlisted. So they're completely random. So even if you got an ad you wanted to share with a friend or something, like you think it might be a product or something they're interested in, you cannot just type it in and get that ad again on YouTube. Like it just doesn't work that way. You have to watch a bunch of similar videos until the ad rolls back around. It took me a good 15 to 20 minutes to get the ad again. But I got it. I captured the URL and we're going to check it out. Here we go.
Here are Navy SEALs 3 rules for surviving a real-world assault. Rule number 1, always fight dirty. If your assault...
This one I was like, hold on. I got to kind of do something with this because I'm pretty sure that didn't even like really touch the guy. If it did, like you'll see in a minute. Like I say, I watched maybe about 20 seconds beyond this point. But hold on, we're gonna slow this down and we're gonna go back. We'll go back one more time. Look, that don't even touch him in the eyes. And watch this guy. Like that hit the mask he's wearing. Like, I don't know, I just love watching, like, dramatizations and, like, really breaking them down. Because people are so dramatic. And then when you go back and watch it in slow mode, like, he wouldn't really throw dirt in the guy's eyes for an ad. But, you think they would, like, use some CGI or some camera techniques and stuff to make it look more convincing. But
if you're assaulted...
Like, this guy sounds like it is in his eyes. It is in his mouth. He is choking. He is dying. And it barely even skint his face mask.
By a criminal, you stand no chance of surviving if you're acting like it's a martial arts tournament. In the real world, the devastating moves that are illegal in the martial arts are your best chance to survive. My martial arts mentor proved this point to me by throwing dirt in my face when I was least expecting it. And that's why I surprised my friend here, so you can see how...
That's why I surprised my friend here. Your friends love those surprises. You just walk down the street with your friend, scoop up some dirt and toss it in his eyes. He'll absolutely love it. Like, I just love the way he said, that's why I surprised my friend here.
How unexpected, dirty moves like this can end the fight before it begins. And that's exactly why I don't train in martial arts. If you train in martial arts, you're preparing yourself for a sporting competition, not real-world self-defense.
And that's when I stopped it. So I ain't seen nothing beyond this point. So I did watch 40 seconds of it. But I just thought it was a very valid point that when you're training for martial arts, you're training for a sporting event, not for like a real world encounter on the streets. Because the criminal has a total disregard for you. I mean, that criminal ain't going to be following any rules. He's going to play dirty. So you need to play dirty back, Because all these other videos I've seen are going to get you killed. This martial arts training, like, de-arming, your opponent, taking his gun, taking his knife. You just need to run. Like, all this stuff is going to get you killed. Like, I don't know. This guy just what he said there kind of was a valid point to me. So I kind of wanted to check the whole video out. That's why I went on such a chase to find it.
If you want to defend yourself in the real world, you need to focus on training the moves that are illegal in martial arts competitions. Throwing dirt, sand, or any other object in your opponent's eyes to blind him is a great way to start. But there are many other devastating, dirty, ruthless moves that you can use in a street fight to neutralize a bigger and stronger opponent. That's why the Navy SEALs don't train in martial arts. Instead, they focus on training with a dirty fighting move called the rat technique.
Okay, and you probably noticed a weird skip there because that was like a click here section with like a phone number and stuff. I ain't endorsing and I'm gonna cut all that stuff out. But he said the Navy SEALs train in this stuff. So the Navy SEALs just runs around just throwing handfuls of dirt in people's eyes, Like, it's just The first move he shows you is that. And he's like, yeah, the Navy SEALs trained in this. They're over there rubbing salt in Osama bin Laden's eyes before they sniped him. You know, they sent some guy over there to, here, throw this dirt in his eyes. Then we're going to shoot him, all right, while he's off guard.
Ever be used in a martial arts tournament because it could cause permanent crippling damage to your opponent. But hundreds of guys like us have used the rat to defend themselves against younger thugs who tried to attack or rob them. Let's talk about the second rule of fighting criminals. Never let your opponent stand up after you knock him down.
Okay. I don't know if he's going to dramatize this or not, but like I've had people friends in school and stuff, and their parents would tell them, you know, if you get in a fight, you beat them till they don't get back up. Which I'm totally against in like the school setting. Like that's like being a bully. I mean, I understand if he like picks on you and stuff. Get your point across. Get him on the ground. You know, but don't beat the guy till he cannot stand up, till he cannot. That is overkill for like the whole, you know, school setting. But I mean, I totally get it if you're being mugged or anything like that. I mean, like I say, they got a total disregard for your health. More than likely, they got a knife or a gun. So yeah, beat them till they cannot get back up. You know, if that's the case, if that's all you got the choice. Because like I said earlier, if you got the choice, just run, get away. You know, don't engage. Because you're more likely to end up getting killed if you engage the person. But if you don't have an option, I mean, you gotta fight him and you get him down. Do not let up. I mean, beat this guy till he never walks again in his life. I mean, this is a different case scenario than what I was talking about, like people in school. Like if you're just fist fighting in school, that's overkill. But if this guy's got a weapon and a total disregard for your health, yeah, disable him. Make him never walk again. That's perfectly fine. Now, I don't know how the court system will see it. If he's down, he ain't got his weapon no more, and you still beating him ruthlessly. But the way I see it, go for it. Now, if you get life, I cannot help you for that, for murdering a guy. But
I've seen this happen in countless street fighting videos, and I've even seen it happen in the real world a few times. It usually goes like this. First, a criminal attacks someone. They fight back and successfully hit the criminal with something that knocks him to the ground. Then they back off and walk away like they were in a boxing match.
Like I said, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like in the school setting, that is fine. If you're just fist to fist, whatever, fine. Walk away. You get your point across, leave. But in the case of somebody robbing you, weapons and stuff, yeah, beat them till they don't walk again, you know. Like I say, I don't know. I don't feel like the legal system would feel too fondly about that. Like, once he's down, you know. Like, don't cripple him. But I guess that all comes down to your state and stuff. But if he had a total disregard, he was out to hurt me, I don't see why if I get him down, I ain't got the right to hurt him.
The problem is, it's not a boxing match. In the real world, the criminal will get up off the ground and attack you again. That's why one of the world's top self-defense experts, Paul Vunak, teaches that you should never walk away from your opponent until he's completely neutralized. That means you keep striking him until he's completely stopped. The final rule of fighting criminals is to learn the rat technique and to make it your trained go-to response if someone attacks you. That's because in the real world, criminals don't give you a warning. They take you by surprise. You need to have a go-to move already planned to defend yourself. If you have no plan and you're just winging it, you won't be able to fight back effectively. And when your adrenaline is pumping from a real-world assault, you won't be able to perform complex martial arts moves. That's why your response must be simple, fast, and brutal. When Paul Vunak was training the Navy SEALs in hand-to-hand combat, he saw immediately that they faced a few important challenges. First, they had a very limited time for hand-to-hand combatives training. They had to focus most of their training on weapons. And second, anything they learned would have to be performed under extreme duress on the battlefield. And that's why Paul developed the rat technique. The rat technique is a simple but devastating three-part move. When you perform all three parts of the rat correctly, it's virtually impossible to defend. Navy SEALs have used the rat multiple times, but it's not just special.
Like, I don't know how true that is. Like I say, all I know is the you throw dirt in their face and you beat them till they don't stand back up. But like, I don't know how foolproof that method is. I mean, he's trying to make this book sound like the answer to all things. And like I say, I am not endorsing this book whatsoever. I just found that first 30 seconds pretty hilarious, and just hearing him talk, it sound like a valid method. But at the same time, he's just also just trying to sell a product, you know. Everybody gonna talk good if they're trying to sell something.
Special Forces soldiers in prime condition that have used the rat. We've got numerous emails from older guys who use the rat to defeat younger, stronger attackers. One man even used the...
Like he said, we've got numerous emails from guys that use this technique to, you know, fight off attackers. I highly doubt that. I mean, I don't feel like this book has sold that many copies, that many people who have actually been jumped in real life have owned the book. Like, you know, like, so I don't think that many people get mugged or jumped. I mean, it's a decent number, but due to the odds of the people who have got jumped and mugged and have bought this book, I don't really see them overlapping that often to be half as many emails as he made it sound like he has received.
The rat to stop two men trying to attack his wife. And there have been women who have used the rat technique to defeat male attackers. Listen, if you're watching this, you're smart enough to know we're living in dangerous times. Violent crime, including murder, is through the roof. And because our politicians love criminals and hate the police, crime is only going to get worse and worse every year. And while I encourage you to own and carry a firearm, the reality is that you can't have a weapon with you at all times. And even if you do have a weapon with you when you're attacked, it's more likely than not you won't be able to access it. That's why you must learn how to defend yourself in hand-to-hand combat. Just 1 hour spent learning the rat technique will give you more self-defense capability than a decade spent training traditional martial arts. And as soon as you learn the rat, you'll instantly have the confidence that comes with knowing you can always defend your family. How would you respond if a criminal attacks your family? And if you don't know right now, that's a problem.
Alright, there's probably going to be some weird skips in this video because I'm going to cut out all the click here stuff, phone numbers, and all the stuff just trying to sell the product because I'm not endorsing it whatsoever. But that's it for this reaction. Like I say, I was just trying something different. This video kind of caught my eye, got my attention, you know, just flinging dirt in his friend's eyes and him talking about how the Navy SEAL trained him doing this immediately after just throwing dirt in somebody's eyes. I was just like, they over there throwing dirt in Bin Laden's eyes over there. That's how they got this shot. He had dirt in his eyes and couldn't see. You know, I just found it funny. But anyway, guys, click those buttons. Like, comment, subscribe. It's free 99. It don't cost a single penny. Like I say, this was just a little thing I wanted to check out. It's kind of a little test. I don't know whether y'all like it or not. It's just, I love funny infomercials or YouTubers that make them funny. I know I didn't really make it that funny, like putting a voice over it, redoing the talking and stuff. But I absolutely love like when people make fun of infomercials. That's why I did this one. But anyway, guys, that's it for this one. See y'all later.